Maja John Madden in Veracruz in my new apartment. I just moved into this place a couple days ago. It's not very furnished yet. I've been sleeping on the balcony on a camping pad. My landlord tells me he's going to provide me with a bed today. And I'm going to get a couple of end tables and a fan for that room so that it gets a little noisy out on the balcony. So I'll move back in there for sleeping with a real bed. I want to talk about how I spend time with people. I had a big spiritual experience almost 5 years ago. It was June 26th of 2019. And since then, I've gotten really good at being. I just be me. And so the way I spend time with people is to not try to do anything. I have a background as a psychotherapist and clinical psychologist and Fortune 500 management consultant and coach. But I don't try to do any of those things to people. I just be me and encourage the person I'm being with to be themselves, which is really what it's all about anyway. We almost never get the chance to really focus on who we actually are. It can happen any place. One of the things I do is to help people get back in the water. So it can be on a beach, and I happen to be by some wonderful beaches here in Veracruz and up in Boca Del Rio. There's some great beaches to go to. I like Vicente Fox is a gorgeous beach. It can happen in a coffee shop. It can happen walking along the waterfront. It could happen at my place or your place. This balcony is awful nice. It's organized around two questions. Who are you? And what is it you really need? And I try to help you figure out how to get what you need, and where I can provide some of that, that's great. Most of us need more touch than we get, so it typically involves, unless the person is so traumatized that they really can't be touched right then, it involves some touch. I do massage and hugs. Hugs are amazing. If you settle into a hug and really experience it, all kinds of things can happen from that. The time it takes, it's according to what our sense is as to what time you need. It can be all day, it could be a couple days, it could be a couple hours. We might schedule 2 hours, and in a half hour you feel done. Or we might schedule 2 hours and that's not enough, and we'll see if I've got time to go longer. My experience over the last 4 years of traveling nonstop in the U.S. and a year in Mexico is that we need being time. That when I try to do things, they usually don't work out. But when I listen to the voice for spirit, which can be, you can call it God, you can call it spirit, call it life, lots of names for it, your inner pilot, your highest sense of things, your intuition, or just what seems right, just what seems like the most natural thing to do. Learn to tune into that and to go from there. I have, over the last 4 years, learned how to channel Kundalini energy, which is a subtle energy that often is connected with sexuality, but it doesn't have to be. It's the life force. And it's tremendously healing when I allow the Kundalini to move through me, and usually it gets my body moving. It heals everything, because it's coming back to our ground, coming back to our oneness with all life. You can call me. I'll put my numbers with this. We could have a coffee date to talk about what it might be like to do it. I'm planning to be in Veracruz for a number of weeks anyway. So if you're anywhere around Veracruz, that's great. I'm headed to the Riviera Maya from here, and we could meet there. Or we could do it over the phone. It's not as great, but it's possible. All right, thanks.